Good afternoon. My name is Liz Wessel, and I am in the city of Orange in California. Today, I am with Timm. Today's date is November 17th, 2022.
My name is Timm. I am 64 years old. I'll be 65 in February. And I am coming to you from Temecula in Southern California.
Although we've known each other for many years, I don't know that we've ever talked about why you got into nursing in the first place.
It's all I've ever wanted to be. By the time I got to high school, there was the start of exploration of what do you want to be when you grow up? I just knew I wanted to be a nurse. It was actually an opportunity to get out of class in high school to go hear somebody from the University of San Francisco present. And I heard that they had a nursing program. So I thought, oh, well, I want to be a nurse. They have a nursing program. Let's go listen to this person. And then went to the campus at USF, which is a Jesuit Catholic university, which I did not know when I was applying. I felt completely at home there. And I just knew that that's where I wanted to go.
What kind of jobs have you held in nursing?
Right out of college, I had the opportunity to be a camp nurse at a Catholic youth organization camp for inner city kids. Actually, I went as the assistant to another colleague who had just graduated from USF with me. There were some definite challenges with that, not the least of which was that she quit after a week. Fortunately, I was able to talk my sister into coming up and helping me. Not a nurse, not anything in healthcare, but at least someone who could help.
What was the greatest challenge for you in your nursing career?
I think my nursing career started with a huge challenge at the camp. I thought I had had good preparation in school. I had a bachelor's degree. Surely I must know what's going on. And this was a camp primarily for inner city kids. So it was the poor and vulnerable, which I essentially have cared for my entire nursing career. I, especially after my colleague left after a week, had the responsibility then for gathering the meds that these kids were on and then making sure I doled them back out at the appropriate times each day. I had to oversee the lice checks when kids came to camp. And then I had kids who got very injured. I had one kid who ruptured his spleen after falling off a piece of playground equipment and then was only complaining of referred shoulder pain that night and could not lay down and sleep. And so his counselor brought him to my hut. It was really that referred pain from bleeding under the diaphragm that led me to believe I needed to get him to the hospital. I had another little girl who fell out of bed and broke her arm. I had a girl who had been bit by her mother 2 weeks before coming to camp, and that all got infected and abscessed, and she had to go to the hospital. I had signed up to be a camp nurse because all the years I'd gone to camp, I think I had needed an aspirin once. So I thought, how bad can this be? I also had one kid who had a severe asthma attack in the middle of the night. He was on a camp out away from camp. And so I had to hike several miles in the dark to get to him to be able to give him an epinephrine shot. And I think my next big challenge was really caring for my husband and doing that at home, knowing he was dying and wanting to make his final months the best that they possibly could be. At the same time, dealing with my anger that he wasn't going to be around, for this future that we had planned. And we were coworkers too. I continued to work full time. We kept sort of hoping that he was going to be going back to work, although this was early on, when AIDS was becoming a thing and becoming a thing among healthcare workers. But then my first, I'll say, real hospital job was at San Francisco General Hospital. I was very blessed. I figured out early that what I wanted to do was be a postpartum nurse because after having my first child, I realized that pregnancy wasn't long enough to prepare you for being a parent. And I wanted to help that transition. Nursing was never just a job for me. I was always trying to understand what was going on and why was it going on.
Recently, you announced your retirement.
So now the question is, who am I? Am I a retired nurse? I am an integrator of mission in people's lives. I'm also a farmer now, and I've got a certificate to prove it. So I do live on a farm. Every Saturday, I deliver anywhere from 20 to 53 dozen eggs to different folks. And that's not a bad identity to have either.